Hi everyone, welcome to My GI Community, our novel Crohn's disease intervention app. Before we jump into our intervention, how much do you really know about Crohn's disease? To give a brief introduction, Crohn's disease is a chronic inflammatory bowel disease that is characterized by relapsing periods of GI inflammatory flare-ups that can cause stomach pain, diarrhea, fatigue, and vomiting. Current interventions are different groups of drug therapies, lifestyle changes, and surgery. Many studies have found a correlation between anxiety and flare-ups of Crohn's that leads to a toxic cycle where flare-ups cause further mental distress, inducing more flare-ups. This disease is painful, highly debilitating, and can affect individuals for the rest of their lives and disrupt their daily routines. Over the years, studies have found higher incidences of Crohn's in specific groups of individuals. For example, Crohn's is more common in younger people in their 20s, people of Jewish and Scandinavian descent, and in countries with higher socioeconomic status, as well as urban populations. Broadly, the pathology of Crohn's is constant tissue inflammation found throughout the entire GI tract. This is likely caused by dysregulation of the immune system in the GI tract, which could be from mutations to genes encoding the mucus barrier or hyperactive responses to luminobacteria antigens of gut microbiota. However, the overall underlying mechanism is still unclear. The biochemistry markers of Crohn's is increased levels of T cells, natural killer cells, as well as inflammatory cytokines.
The overall aim of My GI Community is to reduce disease-associated depression, stress, and anxiety in young adults with Crohn's disease, which should decrease the frequency of stress-induced disease flare-ups and improve the overall quality of life. We decided on this focus after noticing that stress was associated with an increased incidence of flare-ups. Patients are typically diagnosed with Crohn's in their 20s or 30s, and the management of their busy lifestyle to accommodate for this new diagnosis can be a major source of stress and anxiety. Our app aims to provide an all-in-one center for mental health interventions, specifically tailored to these young adults with newly diagnosed Crohn's. It is intended to be used as a supplement to the care provided by the medical team, rather than a replacement to any existing treatment options.
Loneliness is often felt by patients with Crohn's disease. Thus, one unique feature this app has is to fulfill the socializing aspect and foster a sense of community amongst Crohn's patients. This can be the platform where they connect with others, bond over their shared experiences, exchange tips, and motivate each other to stay on top of their treatments. This app will also provide links to helpful podcasts and videos and doctors in their areas, a whole range of resources to get the point across that you are not alone with Crohn's. Crohn's disease heightens feelings of shame, social isolation, and anxiety. These maladaptive thought processes must be reversed. Thus, our app will use cognitive behavioral practices such as keeping a thought diary and mindfulness techniques, which is a cost-effective and efficient way to rewire thought. There are a few well-known digital apps for generalized meditation. However, our design would be a tailored intervention for patients with Crohn's specifically. Before they start their meditation journey, participants will be asked to write down their own goals with this intervention. Personal goal setting will be more effective than a gamification method to ensure consistent usage.
As previously mentioned, people suffering from Crohn's disease are often on a host of medications, attempting to lower their inflammation. While these drugs are effective, it can make people wary of taking on additional drugs like antidepressants and anti-anxiety medication to treat the mental illnesses caused by Crohn's disease. Additionally, these drugs don't solve the maladaptive thought processes that these patients develop. Before medication is applied, most people will try cognitive behavioral therapy, as it has been proven to relieve psychological stress, improve symptoms, and increase the quality of life of Crohn's disease patients. However, CBT is expensive, therapists are in low availability, and CBT is generalized for depressive thought patterns and is not specifically tailored to Crohn's disease. This is why we are proposing a convenient, easily accessible, and affordable CBT app built specifically for the Crohn's community. Our app would consist of 3 main functions. The first would be a thought diary, in which participants would be able to record their emotions and life events. When the maladaptive thought occurs, they would be able to record it, label it according to CBT principles, and then challenge their thought. Over time, the app would notice patterns, triggers, and helpful behaviors that the participant logged. Secondly, the app would have a resource page that would provide users with useful tools to combat flare-ups when they occur, through evidence-based guided meditations, as we previously mentioned. Thirdly, our app would have a community page where users would be able to share inspirational stories, their grievances, resources, and talk to one another. This will help remove some of the stigma and alienation Crohn's patients often feel and that lead to flare-ups. So if you have a friend or family member struggling with Crohn's disease, don't leave them alone. Tell them to download My GI Community now.